What do Tony Robbins, the Pope, Hitler, and companies like Apple and Nike all have in common? They know how to sell, but not only that, they know how to sell without making it feel like they're selling. And once I picked up on this skill set, I made over 7 figures online in my business, which is one digital product doing a little over 900K. And when you do this, people will beg to buy what you have to offer. You can use what I'm about to share with you for good or for evil, but I'm trusting you to do good with this because I do my best to put light out into the world to combat the darkness. So don't use this info to just become another dickwad out here in the world, because we already have enough of them as it is, running around out here doing a whole bunch of evil shit. But look, this is only going to take me about 5 minutes to break down. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, then you'll probably just fail at growing your business online because you're going to be trying to sell what people need. And that is a big thing out here because look, most of the time, us as entrepreneurs and those aspiring entrepreneurs out there, they really do have a strong want to help people and give them something that they actually do need. But you are going to fail if you're only trying to sell stuff that people actually need. And you need to tap in to what people actually desire, because tapping into the desires of human beings are the root of everything in sales. And once you realize that you need to tap into desires over these needs, you need to realize that what is a desire? A desire is simply just an emotion. And this is the key to everything. Because all of us as human beings, we are emotional creatures. And people, they buy from emotion and then they justify with logic. But what people are out here trying to do that's making them fail miserably is that they are trying to logically give people what they need instead of tapping into those desires and those emotions and then giving them what they want first and then fulfilling their needs through their actual desires. Or a phrase that I like to say, you have to put the medicine in the candy. So you know that somebody needs the medicine, but they may not desire to have the medicine. So you need to give them the candy and put the medicine inside of the candy because they desire and they want that actual candy. Look, majority of people out here, they don't know what it is that they actually need, but they know what it is that they desire. So you have to tap into those emotional desires that people have to give them what it is that they actually do need. So how do you do that? You need to create an environment that taps into an emotion. You need to create an environment that makes people feel like buying. And there's no better way to do that outside of creating content. And this is something that has been done for generations. This content stuff isn't anything new. Like, yeah, I know now with all these social media platforms and YouTube and stuff like that, people are just now thinking of content. But this is something that has existed far beyond social media. People have created content to evoke an emotion into somebody to get them to desire something, to buy something. So some of those names that I said in the beginning of the video, I'll just name drop some names that I thought you may be familiar with, right? So some of the names that I dropped was Tony Robbins, right? Like the biggest quote unquote self-help guru, right? Then I said the Pope. Then I said, who did I say? I said Hitler. Then I said somebody like Nike as a company or Apple, right? As a company. All of these people and companies, they all created content to evoke an emotion into somebody that taps into some desire to get them to buy into the concept or product that they were selling. What is the content that Tony Robbins makes? Yes, he makes video content and he also hosts events and conferences where he's speaking from the stage, right? Why does he host those conferences? Why does Tony Robbins do stuff to where he's speaking on the stage in front of people? Why does he create this content to drive people to his in-person events so he can create an environment that evokes an emotion to make people feel something? What does the Pope do? Same exact thing. He creates content. He speaks on public platforms to evoke an emotion into somebody. And what is the content that he's speaking from is a book that is also content that makes people feel something. Hitler, right? One of the worst people in human history, right? If you look at any of his old speeches, anything that's available of him, what do you constantly see him doing with that little ugly mustache, right? He's creating content, speeches, he's talking to people to evoke some type of emotions into those people to make them buy into whatever the concept of that he was actually selling. Now, somebody like Nike, right? Check mark, just do it. People think that Nike sells athletic apparel. No, Nike sells stories. What Nike does is that they create stories in their advertising behind an athlete, behind a certain individual, because they know that people like people. And then they get that person to relate to the athlete through the story to make them feel some type of emotion, which then leads into them buying the athletic apparel. Apple, they do the same thing. If you can think of Steve Jobs, how did Steve Jobs really get the popularity of Apple to pop off? He created content. He didn't just sell Apple products. They didn't just talk about all the specs of Apple products. They didn't just talk about the stuff that people needed with the Apple products. They made Apple feel cool. They made Apple sound cool through the content that Steve Jobs created. Now, if you can go back to when Apple really popped off with the iPhone, right? How did they present the iPhone? He had a live presentation on stage talking to people, and then this presentation was streamed to the world on the internet. Why? He was creating some type of content to evoke an emotion into people. The new billionaires, they just follow Steve Jobs' model. If you can think of somebody like Elon Musk, think of Elon Musk. What does Elon do with any new Tesla product that he has, right? With Tesla. If you're one of the few people that don't know who Elon Musk is. But Elon Musk, he hosts some type of event where he is talking, creating content on stage to evoke some type of emotion into the people to get them to feel like buying the product that he's showing. And then what does he do? He pre-sells it. He evokes that emotion in the people. He taps into those desires that people have. He gets a wait list. He pre-orders them, and then he takes the money from the pre-orders, and then he goes and makes the product. So what most people are doing, and why they're making this stuff really, really hard on themselves on growing their business online, is that they're just selling what people need. They're only talking about what people need. They're talking about how their stuff is so great because people actually need what they have to offer. But they're not tapping into any of the psychological desires that people have. So look, there's basically 8 core biological desires that are embedded into all human beings since birth. And you need to tap into at least one, if not a combination of a couple to a few of these. So the first one of the 8 is this: basic survival, right? Or enjoyment of life. Basic survival or enjoyment of life, or life extension. The second one is enjoyment of food and beverage. Enjoyment, I'm gonna just put food and bev. Enjoyment of food and beverage. The third one, freedom from fear, pain, and danger. Right? Freedom from fear, pain, and danger. The fourth one is sexual companionship. Brown chicken, wow, wow. And remember, these 8 are biologically embedded desires that all of us have since birth. Some of these things may not be things that people need, but they are things that people strongly, strongly desire. The fifth one is to have comfortable living conditions. I'm gonna just put comfy living conditions. Comfortable living conditions, right? The sixth one is to be superior, or to have that feeling of winning, right? You want to feel superior to somebody else, or another way to put it is to, keep up with the Joneses. Keep up with the Joneses. And man, if anybody knows who the heck these Joneses families are, because why is everybody trying to keep up with them, and why are they the perception of cool? But a lot of people, they just want to have some type of status over somebody else. A lot of things that people are purchasing out here isn't because it's stuff that they actually want. It's because they want to feel superior to somebody else in life. The seventh one is love and protection of loved ones, right? I'm gonna put love and protection of those actual loved ones. Love and protection of your loved ones. And the 8th one is social approval. All right. Now, I want you to take just a quick second and really think of this. Look at these 8 right here and question yourself, but outside of that, question the market, question your niche, question who it is that you're trying to get in front of. The things that they actually desire and the things that you actually desire. If you really get down to the core essence of you and really sit and take some time with yourself to learn yourself, you'll start to realize that some of the things that you claim you actually want, you don't really need them, but you desire them. And why do you desire them? A lot of the times they're going to fit into one of these 8 core biological desires that are embedded in us since birth. So some of these names that I used up here, right? Let's say Elon Musk example with Tesla. How is he getting people to purchase Tesla? Well, for some people, it could be social approval. It could be, depending on who it is, sexual companionship, because you're going to have some loser out here thinking that some woman is going to want to date them because they have a Tesla or a Cybertruck or something like that. You have some people that want to feel superior winning or keep up with the Joneses because they're thinking of the fad of where the future is going with all of these electric vehicles and whatnot. Elon, in his messaging on what it is that he claims that he's doing to better the earth, some people might be getting that Tesla for life extension, right? They're thinking that it will better help their livelihood in the future by having a healthier, cleaner earth, even though those batteries are really hurting the earth, right? Somebody like a Tony Robbins, what is he tapping into in the actual products that he sells and what he actually monetizes off of the messaging that he has? A lot of times he's tapping into freedom from fear, pain, and danger. Because people, they don't know, even though Tony Robbins is in the self-help personal development space, a lot of stuff that he talks about is from a business sense. So if he knows that people want to live a better life and they want to be free, he could go from the freedom of fear, pain, and danger, or the comfortable living conditions. These could be certain desires that he's tapping into, but people will think that he's selling a book or something. Yeah, maybe some of the stuff that somebody needs is within that book, but a lot of times people don't know what it is that they actually need. That is the medicine. So you need to wrap the medicine in the candy, what it is that they actually desire. Then an example of somebody that I used on the evil side of things, like a Hitler, right? What was he doing? This, superior or winning, right? He had a superiority complex. He wanted a certain people to feel inferior to him in whatever it was that he was pitching. He was tapping into certain emotions to protect your loved ones, right? Because these certain people are a perceived threat to your families. But everybody's selling something, whether it be a physical product, whether it be a digital product, whether it be a service, whether it be a concept, or whether it be an idea. Somebody has some type of product that they're selling. And I honestly do feel that majority of people actually are selling something that other people need. And the only reason why I feel that way is because I truly feel as if entrepreneurs are the only people that can change the world, because we are the only people that change the world on whatever big or small scale. Entrepreneurs are the one that come up with the ideas. Entrepreneurs are the one that obsess on coming up with solutions to other people's problems. And then they serve those people that have those problems by offering them those solutions that they took the time to come up with. But majority of small to mid-tier entrepreneurs, or those beginning to mid-tier entrepreneurs, they're really struggling because they actually are trying to help people. They actually are trying to give people what it is that they need, but they're not tapping into any of their desires. Somebody will have a health product, and then they'll try to tell people all these reasons why they need to be healthy to have a better quality of life. But they're not tapping into any of the desires that those people actually have. Why does that person want to get in shape? Do they want to have a sexual companion? Well, then maybe that will be the avenue that you go down in order to get that person what it is that they actually need to live a longer, healthier, more fulfilled life. But they might be in the mind frame of just getting some booty. They might be tired of sitting at home by themselves and hopping on a website that shows people doing horizontal naked twister and having all that quality fun time with Pamela Henderson there, right? They might want to have a sexual companion, but they might be in their head on why they can't approach somebody of the opposite sex because they don't like what it looks like when they're in the mirror. So their route to get fit might be for the desire that they have to have a partner to play naked twister with, right? But these are the 8 core biological desires. Now, there are some secondary desires also. And there's 9 of these. These 9 secondary wants, right? And they start with this. People want to be informed, right? The second one, curiosity. The third one, cleanliness, basically a clean body and surroundings, right? Cleanliness of your body and surroundings. The fourth one, efficiency. The fifth one is convenience. The sixth one is dependability. Dependability and or quality. The seventh one is like self-expression. So I put expression of like their own personal beauty or style, right? The eighth one is economy, but not economy of their surroundings or the economy of their city or state or country. Basically economy of self or profit. So this is always going to be of self, because the only reason that anybody cares about the economy is because they're thinking of their own pockets. And then the ninth one is a bargain, right? Or bargains, because people love a good deal. So these are the 9 secondary wants. And the thing about these secondary wants is that these aren't in us basically since birth. A lot of these things, these wants are things that we have came to learn over time, or they're learned, right? We pretty much acquire them over time with our surroundings, with the stuff that we learn, with the stuff that we see, with the stuff that we hear on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month, year-by-year basis. But I'm telling you, if you can just mix in either one or a few of these 8 core biological desires, mixed in with one, if not a few, of these 9 learned secondary wants, you get numbers coming in online your business like all them that you see on the screen right now. So if you're ready to make more working less online from stuff that you already know, go ahead and click the link down in the description and join the It's Created at the Top community. For weekly coaching from myself, all my exclusive trainings, plus a private community of entrepreneurs, all designed to grow your business online. It's only $47 a month to join right now. That's less than a cup of coffee per day. So click the link down in the description if you want to tap in, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. But look, a lot of people, they're overcomplicating and they're making stuff extremely way more difficult on themselves than it has to be, because they're not tapping into anything that anybody desires, and they're only talking about what people need. They're only talking about the stuff and the information and all the industry jargon on whatever it is in their niche. And they're talking about all this stuff that people need, and they're ignoring everything that people desire. And I'm telling you, if you can just create an environment in your content that taps into an emotion that makes people feel something, and you put the medicine in the candy, I'm telling you, your business will skyrocket, and you will make so much more money. And yeah, the money's cool, but you will have such a bigger impact on the people that you actually are trying to help, because you actually will be giving them the stuff that you know that they need by first tapping into some of the desires, by giving them some of the stuff that they want, so they can actually get to the point of getting what it is that they actually need. So click the link down in the description if you want to tap into the community. Now, see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. And go ahead and check out this video right here for the only 5 types of content that you need to make to create that environment, to tap into those emotions, to get them to buy, to help them and build your business along the way. It's Created at the Top.